Hi guys, welcome to the Fight Tonight channel. Gervonta Davis confirmed Friday night that he will fight in New York for the first time in more than 4 years. The unbeaten Baltimore native tweeted that he will return to the ring May 28 in New York. Boxing Sense confirmed thereafter that Davis will face rival Rolando Romero in a Showtime Pay-Per-View main event that night at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The hard-hitting Davis, who has become one of boxing's biggest box office draws, hasn't competed in New York since he stopped Argentina's Cuellar in a third round of a 12th-round, 130-pound championship match at Barclays Center in April 2018. Boxing Sense reported March 5 that Davis-Romero will take place June 4, the original date reserved for Davis-Romero. Premier boxing champions and Mayweather promotions agreed to move up the date to 1 week early, the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. The 12th round, 135-pound title bout between Davis and Romero has been rescheduled for almost 6 months after it was supposed to take place. Mayweather Promotions and PBC removed Romero from their December 5 fight at Staples Center in Los Angeles late in October because a woman with whom Romero was acquainted that accused him of sexually assaulting her sometime during the fall of 2019. They filed the police report a few days before Mexican contender Isaac Cruz replaced Romero on 5 weeks' notice. Detectives for the Henderson Police Department in Nevada investigated her claim, but Romero was not charged with a crime. The WBA capped Romero 26 in the number 1 spot in its 135-pound rankings throughout the aforementioned ordeal. The North Las Vegas native last fought July 17 when he stopped Sweden's Anthony Egget in the 7th round of a fight Showtime televised as part of the Jermell Charlo O'Brien Castaño undercard. Cruz took Davis the distance for the first time in 17 fights. The strong southpaw outpointed Cruz unanimously, yet their 12th round bout represented Davis' toe test as a professional. The 27-year-old Davis aggravated an injury to his left hand early in their fight. Davis' strength and forth reeled afterward. Davis sustained that injury during training camp. Cruz proved to be very tough, too, as he took Davis' hardest punches on his way to snapping his powerful opponent's 16-fight knockout streak. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoyed the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 1000 subscribers on my channel. I'm trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. That's the view of former two-time Floyd Mayweather opponent Marcos Maidana. The Argentinian is a big fan of three-weight ruler Davis, Mayweather's star pay-per-view headliner, following his paycheck blueprint. Davis has won belts as a super featherweight, lightweight, and super lightweight, the same trajectory as Mayweather did in his career from 1996. It's certainly possible that Tank will end up being a 5-weight king, just like the Money Man was after beating Maidana in 2016. Maidana, who lost a close first fight to Mayweather before taking a boxing lesson in the second, sees Davis taking over the sport. Asked who he believes will dominate the 147-pound division, where Davis isn't even involved yet, Maidana gave his surprising answer. At this level, they are all good, those fighters. Maidana told Fight Hype. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, they are the same, but the most best even thought he's not in that division. He is Gervonta Davis. Asked why he believed that Maidana added, for his killer instinct and his punch. The boxer turned promoter concluded, that's exactly what the sports need. More fighters who fight like that, because a lot of fighters are just walking around in boxing. It's more of a business than a sport. Titles are at the top of the list for David and his team, consisting of Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe. However, the emphasis is always of filling out arenas and putting the sport on the map. The victories will come at the right time, not before. Only when Davis, LRB, and Mayweather believe they are the correct and strategic move. All three got criticism for that game plan, but nobody can argue that it is not working. Gate recepts for Tank. Events are always impressive no matter where he fights. Next up is a spring battle with Rolando Romero, which will cement an undisputed opportunity with the winner of George Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney. Should Davis come through unscathed, the WBA expects to order a mandatory fight by the first month of 2023. Why the cold feet all of a sudden? Devin Haney claims George Kambosos has now responded after receiving fight offer. Devin Haney has called out unified lightweight champion George Kambosos Jr. for not responding after receiving the fight offer. Ever since his upset win over Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos Jr. has received offers to take on the likes of Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko. While the Australian has been vocal about wanting to take on the best in the division, he has failed to accept either one of the offers. Devin Haney recently took to Twitter to call out Kambosos for the same. He suggested that Team Kambosos have had an offer for a while now. However, they are yet to accept the fight after talking a big game on social media. Team Kambosos has had offers for quite some time now. Why the cold feet all of a sudden? George Kambosos Ludibella. David Haney claims George Kambosos will see something different against him. The Dream has been chasing a shot at the undisputed lightweight crown against George Kambosos Jr. for a while now. While the fight still seems far off from where things stand at the moment, the 23-year-old is confident in his ability to defeat the Australian. During an interview with IFL TV, the Dream talked about his potential bout against the Australian. Haney looked seemingly confident in his ability to beat Kambosos and said, "I got so many different styles. It's just whatever style I bring out on that night. But obviously my speed is the number one, my ring IQ. It's just gonna be something totally different than what he's used to. Which I take my hat off to him, he's a great fighter. But he will see something different when he gets in the ring with me," Devin said. Joe Goosen on training Ryan Garcia. "I want to do a lot of observing." Ryan Garcia, the new trainer, spoke to Barack on the DAZN boxing show. Ryan Garcia's return to the ring is imminent and the final components are being put in place for his training camp. However, one element which wasn't expected was a change in trainer for Garcia. The 23-year-old announced last week that he would be leaving at Reynoso and instead be having Guzan as the main man in his corner. Speaking exclusively to Barack on the DAZN boxing show, Guzan revealed he will be taking a more observational role initially. "I told Ryan I want to do a lot of observing right now," Guzan began. "A couple of days of observing his routine and gym, quite frankly everywhere else. We aimed at the run today and just did shadow boxing. Like I said, I was just watching him and I said, okay Ryan, I'm going to be an observer here, let me just point out one or two things here that I would recommend you doing as you go through the rest of this shadow boxing process. It's small stuff, but at the top of the game, Barack, it's really what matters most. If you give the guy at the top of the game a little bit of leeway, they will treat something in there on you. They will take advantage of some of the smallest of openings." Garcia's last fight was over a year ago, where he beat Luke Campbell with a 7th round stoppage. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.